move to our next presentation by Doug Miller. I think everyone in the chat box has got a link to a Word file which he wanted to share with the group. So Doug, the presentation is a joint presentation by Doug Miller, Reza, and Ceci from Orange County Astronomers, USA. They are going to share about the Enrich program which they are carrying out and how they involve research and activity related to scientific value. So Doug, over to you. You might want to share your screen or you want to just speak?
I'm going to do both. Okay. But first, I want to say hello to everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I think that should cover everyone. It's still morning here in Long Beach, California, and really happy to be here in GHOU. And if you haven't guessed, behind me in my background is the Veil Nebula. I just got my favorite picture and went through Zoom and put it up there, and so I can change pictures, but that's one I like. So I realize this is a pretty multilingual environment, and I thought maybe it would be better if I posted my talk because it would be easier to follow. It's quite condensed, and maybe you'll appreciate that. Okay, so let's do a screen share, and I'll put my document up there. Okay, and I'll go through it slowly. Because I know how hard it is sometimes to listen to another language. I speak Japanese and Greek. Oh, and I also speak a little Kiwi. So I know how hard the translation thing can be sometimes. So I'm Dr. Doug Milar. I'm currently working with local university doing student-teacher supervision. My EDD is in educational technology. I'm also a board member of Orange County Astronomers. I've spent most of my last 50 years doing science education. I directed a NASA experiment using ATS-1 and 3 satellites for dialogical education. I also designed and built the ground terminals to use with that experiment, and that was in the 70s. But I've done radio and science outreach since then. I've been a teacher, elementary school, high school teacher, off and on, and now I'm a faculty at Pepperdine University and University of Phoenix. Well, the current story is that in May, I met Dr. Carl Pennypacker, who many of you know, after his presentation at the Orange County Astronomers meeting. We discussed the possible design of a club activity to do remote observing. We agreed that more ubiquitous usage of laptops in schools and the frenetic pace of curriculum and application development for students has pushed both students and parents to become much more adept at and willing to use both the internet and computer programs. This new environment has and will push people in general to explore what can be done in digital technology. In short, having the kids go online for school has made tremendous differences in people's interest in digital technology. Well, thanks to Carl, we quickly moved ahead on the idea. He, myself, and Reza Amir Ajurimand designed Cosmic Adventures as an in-reach program for our club. That is a portal between the members and the outside resources. So the main design was not as an outreach from us to someone else or from outside people necessarily to us, but from us to other things. And so it's a portal, at least that's the term we use. We felt that with 800 members in the club, of whom about 200 are active, we have a good-sized clientele. Of course, others who were interested in Cosmic Adventures can also join Orange County Astronomers. We found from members that they frequently wanted to do more than they were doing in astronomy, but were frustrated at having no perspective of or path to do so. The design of the portal is to help members find new challenges in their involvement in astronomy. Beginners who were frustrated by having a telescope they couldn't make work, bad skies, and lack of mentoring can overcome these blocks by doing remote observing and other activities. We've joined forces with Las Cumbres Observatory, and through their generosity, we have made a remote imaging system available to Cosmic Adventures participants. I'm going to move this up. Members who want a greater challenge than the latter can engage in citizen science programs that are also linked to Cosmic Adventures portal. The first is the Isaac program. We already have a coordinator and people signed up for a campaign with them. We're very excited about that. We're also linking with Instar. Each program has detailed instructions and mentoring available at each step of the way. We quickly saw that having those aids to activity located on the OCA portal avoided the problems of participants getting confused or lost as they changed websites. They also have local mentoring by people they know, which was an important factor. Moving through the home environment of OCA to a new program outside the OCA was more intimidating and confusing than we expected. Once guided through the beginning stages, members have fully joined the other programs. We have an 8-year-old now doing remote imaging with Las Cumbres, with his parents. All the programs we have partnered with have long histories of successful projects and are extremely well designed. Still, the threshold crossing problem exists. I'm going to move it up. To be more detailed, there are a small percentage of members who would cross the threshold no matter the difficulty, but having mentored and local information videos in particular seems to increase the number of participants beyond what it's expected. We also have a Google messaging group where they can share experiences and seek advice from others in the program. At some point, we will do a survey on those observations and see how correct we are, but anecdotally, we think we're right. As time and opportunity move on, we look forward to more programs being available. We have just in the last 2 weeks launched the program and are moving into the publicity phase. We already have about a half a dozen participants. So that's the background. Reza is here and he's going to talk about the mechanics in the website and what's available. So Reza, go ahead and take over.
Thank you, Doug. Hello, everybody from the International Space Station. My name is Reza, and I'm very excited to share with you Cosmic Adventures. Let me begin by sharing my screen. Before that, in chat, I'm going to send you the link that I'm going to open right now. There we go. So let's go to our website, ocastronomers.org. OCA has a plethora of activities for regional people, for the people in the local area. We have star parties, 2 of them per month, one in town, 1 of them out of town in darker skies. We have beginners classes. We have monthly lectures at which we invite leading researchers to tell us about their latest work. At one of which we invited Carl, and he started the whole thing here, the Cosmic Adventures that I'm about to show you. And by the way, these 2 programs, the beginners classes and monthly meetings, are free and open to public. So you are all invited to attend. Check out our website, go to the calendar, you'll find the Zoom link and the time to join. We do have special interest groups for people who are into astroimaging or those who want to learn about astrophysics and more. We have like telescopes for rent. People can rent a telescope and use it if they want to try it before buying it, or if they don't just want to buy and they want to use a telescope. And we have an extensive outreach program where our member volunteers take their telescopes and go out to schools, to libraries, to parks, and share their view of the sky through their telescopes with the general public or the people at that school. But to reiterate what Doug said earlier, we still do receive a lot of requests from people who want to pursue their interest in astronomy but don't know where to begin and how to continue. It might be a parent whose child has got the astronomy bug but doesn't know what to do. Or it might be some adult that decided to finally pursue his or her interest in astronomy but doesn't know where to go. That's one type of group. We do still receive other requests from people who have got a telescope and maybe did a thing or so too, but got disappointed because they were not able to figure out what to do with it or how to work with it. or maybe took an astronomy course in college, but that was it, but they want to do more. The third type of requests we get are from people who are actually maybe spend a lot of time, got expensive equipment, started on imaging the sky and viewing the sky, but got stuck. They think they have done all that is to their equipment and want to do more, want to do what real astronomers do and get more involved, but don't know how they can do it. So for answering these questions, that's why we created the Cosmic Adventures. Let's go to it. So here on our website, if you go to the special interest groups, the very first one would be Cosmic Adventures. I have it already open here. So our program is a portal, meaning that the stuff that we offer in our program are not designed by us, but we are actually just merely portal pointing people who are interested to the final destination of using the other programs. And what we add to this thing is a sense of community. We provide mentoring, we provide tutorials. So we basically guide them through what other people have already programmed and provided. And so they do not feel lost. They know where to begin, and they know what's at the end of the tunnel, or if there is an end. So we have divided it into two sections, and gradually it gets more involved and more difficult as we go for the people who want to get more serious and more. So the first part is our partnership with the Las Cumbres Observatory. Through their generosity, we were able to use, we have got time on their telescopes, and people who enter the program can order images. And one important thing is that, for example, for us in the Northern Hemisphere, we usually do not have access to the Southern Hemisphere skies. So we could order images from there. And then we're gonna teach the participants on how to process their images with the, well, this is not the professional software, what in par with what professionals do, Salsa J. And then they could share their images with Padlet. I saw earlier in the talks that people are already familiar with Padlet. Let me show you ours. If you click on this link, this is the Padlet. There's a couple of images that our group, people in our group have shared. And by the way, let me show you inside. We have another page for it with the people who want to know more. If you have gone to the Salsa J's website, it's pretty outdated, and there are a couple of downloads you need to know. What we did, we repackaged the whole thing into a simple, convenient download that they could do and start working with it. We also included the some tutorials and demo files, example files in those. And we did the same thing with Astrometrica, which I'm going to tell you next. Oh, by the way, at the very middle, we have this image. I don't know if it rings a bell for some people. Maybe does. Okay. And then for people who want to do more and more, are not satisfied with just taking images and processing them, we have the Citizen Science portal, which we organize a group to take part in the ISAC program. I believe some of you are familiar with that, the asteroid search. There's going to be a talk about that. And for example, if you are just new, do not know the group, and go into their ISAC website, you might not know what to do next. So here we organize people who want to do it and push them towards the ISAC. We do have a coordinator on our site who arranges that. And then people who want to get more serious, we have the InStar thingy, which is a collaboration with Rachel Fried, who teaches them on double stars. And the most value we provide in these programs are the tutorials. Like this video here we have created. This is one of our people who collaborates with us, the members, Eddie. And so if you have a program and you would like to recruit people in your programs, we would get in touch with us, and we would be more than happy to include your program in ours. And for registering, there is just a simple link here to join the OCA, or you want to register for Cosmic Adventures. It's just a simple Google form you fill out, and then we will reach out to you and tell you step by step what you need to do to get involved. If you want to get in touch with us, if you click on the contacts here, you will find both my contact here and Doug's here. Feel free to reach to us. And we'll be happy to collaborate if you want, if in any way you would like to get involved with this program. Okay, I think I've pretty much covered everything. Doug, do you want to add anything, or shall we go for questions?
No, just open it up for questions. I think we're okay.
Okay. So
hi Reza and Doug, it was great hearing you, and I really love your background. And there's a question by Murufa. So yeah, I think Murufa, it's a virtual background he's on, but you might want to share what country are you from and what expedition are you into just now, and you might want to share that answer.
Yeah, sure. So they're curious about my location. Right now, let me actually take a peek out of the window. Okay, we are just past Alaska on reaching the Pacific coast of the United States. And I am actually an undocumented person aboard the International Space Station, so I cannot tell you more about that.
That's great. The wonderful part is about your presentation, how you have tried to collaborate and network with a lot of people. So that's the beauty about Orange County. And I have been talking to Reza since past 2 months, and I'm looking forward for your networking with India also. So members from India, be excited, be ready. There'll be a lot of things happening.
Kathan, yeah. that would be wonderful, because one of the things I think that the previous speaker, I can't remember his name, your friend from Solon, yeah. We saw the same difficulties with schools, and rather than beating on the door of the school, we decided to have a portal through which students could independently go into Cosmic Adventures for special projects and then go back to schools and report. We felt we'd have a lot better response that way than trying to bang on the door of schools. I mean, I was a school teacher for a long time, and you get 1 or 2 teachers that are interested. The program lasts a little while, and nothing of any substance happens, and over a period of decades in my case. But having the interested students and the interested teachers have some resource is much more effective, because the people who need the resources get them. We have a conference in California called the GHOU, Computer Users in Education Conference, and almost all the people who are interested in technology that are teachers go there. So we thought that a very targeted approach that answered the questions that people had was much more efficient than a scattered approach where we just tried to reach schools with good information. So that was the nature, and why we called it an in-reach, that people would come to us to get the information they needed. So it's a different approach, and maybe you guys, Soham, and you can think about that and see if it means anything to you. But we're very happy to collaborate.
I think that's a brilliant thing, and it's a brilliant approach, because that set of data is going to stay forever. Like, that's the beauty about it. So there's a question by Azim Khan. Do you have some specialized astrobiology courses or trainings?
No, not yet, but we are very much interested to include those if you have someone who has the program or course. Right now, the stuff we have is the asteroid search, the double star search. That's what we have got so far.
Perfect. Are there any other questions from the group? You can just put it in the Q&A, or do you want to move to the next presentation? We still have 2 minutes to go.
Well, you're certainly welcome to email us, as Reza said. Take a look at the Cosmic Adventures website, and we are always interested in feedback. If you can think of something else to add or some other way to do it, as I say, we're really just beginning, and we wanted to start kind of slowly so we could make some adjustments. So any feedback is more than welcome.
So Bonnie says that you're always wonderful. So
Well, so is Bonnie. She's been very, very helpful. She and Carl have been just miracle workers, and Bonnie is the most wonderful resource I've had in a long time. So, quite a person, and so
that's
is
true.
Carl. Carl's lots of
That's
fun.
true. So there's some comments about mail ID, please. So you might want to just put it in the chat box and we can move to the next presentation. Uh,
Okay. Well, thank you
so
so much,
that's
Gathan.
thanks a lot for sharing your presentation. It was wonderful, and thanks Reza too.